Welcome back to our podcast. This is Devin, aka Heavy Devy.
And I'm Konner, aka Konner.
Our podcast is still unnamed. We're looking for suggestions.
We're working on it. If you do have any suggestions, we are recording this back to back, by the way. So if you put suggestions on the first video, it will not be updated by the second video, unfortunately.
Yeah, and how often do you think we should release these podcasts? Maybe like once every week or a couple days, or
if we record a couple at a time, I feel like we should space them out a couple days. But if we record once a week, I feel like upload it once a week.
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty much upload them as we record them, but not quite.
Yeah, like today we're recording.
Give it a little bit of a break.
We're recording back to back. Nobody wants to see two podcasts uploaded within the last couple hours.
Especially if this one happens to be about an hour. I don't know if it will be.
Yeah, the first one was pretty long.
We had to introduce ourselves
in
the podcast, what we want to do with it, and where we see it going. And it's all about the money.
Exactly. It's all about the money. Absolutely. I completely agree with you, Konner.
If you haven't watched the first episode, definitely go back and watch it. Don't know what you're doing here if you haven't.
Yeah, we talked about that quite a bit, how it's about the money.
This is our second take for this. I'd like to be transparent with our audience. This is our second take.
We messed up on the first one.
Devin mentioned hard drugs.
Yeah.
And people that we know.
Yeah, it probably, it wasn't one of my proudest moments, but at the same time, I don't have a lot of proud moments.
You can't say
so we're why?
Because
it's the truth, bro.
It got really sad really quick. Anyways, so we decided to start over. The reason we were talking about hard drugs is because we were talking about dropouts. I don't know if I should say it like that, but
high school dropouts in specific.
Actually, Audacity dropouts. We were learning about that.
Shoot, man. We were talking about Audacity. Man, you're right.
Okay, so we're using Audacity to record this. Pretty cool app, I'd say.
I think so, man. You can record
easy
audio.
To learn.
Easy to learn. You just hit the record button.
Low I play League of Legends, by the way. At me. Low.
Are you gonna tell them your username?
No.
No.
Because I don't need people being toxic. If this ever gets big, I don't need people coming at me, like, for real. Anyways. We're just two coffee boys.
Excuse me.
Not coffee as in, like,
I'm
drinking.
hitting my air,
I mean,
man.
coughing as in sickness. Our lungs rubbing against each other. We were talking about Audacity, and like I said, I like being well, I haven't said it on this podcast. I said it during take one. I would like to be transparent with our audience for the most part. Obviously, some things we can't just go
now,
out
hold
and say.
on. What do you mean by transparent?
By transparent, Devin, I would mean
we
keep it 100.
Because transparent would be like Trippy's fishbowl here. You can see right through it.
That's what I mean. Not like...
So they see like Trippy's fishbowl.
Yes, like Trippy's fishbowl. If you haven't watched the first episode, go watch it. We talked about how Devin has a fish. His name is Trippy.
Hold on. You're not really going to watch it. You're going to listen to it. Since
we plan on getting a camera.
It's a test.
If anybody sponsors us and gets us a camera.
Dude, that'd be so cool.
Or if anybody just buys us a camera. That'd be cool too.
That'd be dope, man. I was gonna ask my mom for a camera too.
I have a GoPro.
'Cause I wanted to. You have a GoPro, man?
I do have a GoPro.
Dude, I would love to make some kayak videos or something with a GoPro.
We could put that on a personal channel. I would like whatever channel we upload this on to be a specific podcast channel.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Or a dual project channel. Not necessarily a one person. I do have a channel, but I don't have anything on it.
I have a channel with my school projects on it, like the castle cards and the
that's a classic.
recreated vines, man. Those are some good videos.
And I don't know, the only other person I feel like we should shout out, because I said I would. He's the only person that we've used like my name and has a YouTube channel.
Talking about Meeks?
No, I was talking about Dill.
Oh, Dill Pillion.
DYLPILLIAN.
No spaces. He makes Fortnite
Heavy
videos.
Devy's brother.
He makes Friday the 13th, the video game videos.
He has about 1.7K subscribers right now.
I think you should go sub to him. He really is trying to grow his YouTube channel.
Just to make it easier for people to find out where we live. We only have, the town that we went to school.
You don't want nobody coming at us and trying to, stop.
The town that we went to school that we moved very far away from.
Yeah, exactly.
They only have 2.8 thousand people, and Dill has 1.7 thousand followers.
That's half of the population.
That's
man.
over half the population.
It's over half. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I think that's a lot, man.
I mean, for somebody like, okay, let's all admit.
Think about how much people. 1,700 people.
Yes,
it really
that's
is.
Quite a people.
It's quite a few people.
We let's admit it. We've all wanted to start a YouTube channel and have it be semi-successful. 1.7K, I feel, is pretty successful.
I think that this YouTube channel that we're putting this podcast on,
I hope it becomes successful. Nowadays,
I think that maybe we might get a lot of people who listen to it every week or every day or whenever often we upload podcasts. And I think that it's going to be, a really good podcast. You know, it's going to be better than all the ones out there.
Nowadays, I feel like people really like podcasts. It gives you a long format that you can just talk about things.
I want people to listen to this podcast at work, you know, on their drive to work, you know, maybe on
their drive back from work.
Their drive back from work.
And that's it. Those are the only two scenarios he wants you to listen to.
Maybe. Those are the 3 times you should listen to our podcast.
You only named 2, I thought.
Unless you're on their way to work.
On their way back. Oh, at work.
And on their way back.
If you work somewhere that you can't watch this, please don't.
If you're
not allowed to, no. If you're not allowed to, don't listen. If you aren't allowed to listen to or watch videos or anything, please don't. I don't want us to be responsible for you getting fired.
What if they're on their break or on?
What's on their break? Go for it, man.
What if they're just taking some time away from their desk and?
I'm saying, if they aren't able to, don't. Please don't.
Okay.
How are you supposed to support the channel if you have no job to support yourself?
I have an idea for the podcast here.
What's that, Devin?
I'm gonna look up some jokes. What do you think?
I feel like that's a terrible idea, if I'm being completely honest. Like I said, transparency. My transparent moment right here is that's a terrible idea.
Hold on.
You gotta make sure they're clean, please. I don't want to edit. And you don't want to edit. No one wants to edit. Dad jokes are fine. But let's limit it. I don't want, 5 minutes of us thinking.
I'm only going to tell a couple here.
Okay, that's fine. Real quick, I'd like to talk about people that I'd like to sponsor us. If we can get Altec Lansing, it's a speaker that I had recently purchased. I've used it only once so far, but let me tell you, this speaker, I like it already. I can't say that. But anyways, this speaker, it's waterproof, it's dirtproof, it's snowproof.
That's pretty good, man. Let me see. Is that the same one I have?
It might be.
Yours looks a little bit better than mine. Mine doesn't have this part on the back here.
Well, mine was.
I think mine's just flat.
So yours might be a little bit cheaper than that. But anyways.
Yes,
Altec Lansing. I would like you to sponsor us because that'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
We live near some beaches and some bodies of water that we could use this at.
Exactly.
While we're all
pools.
Yeah, while we're hanging. Yeah, or I have at my father's house. I have a pool.
So Connor.
Okay. Yes.
What do you call a fake noodle?
An impasta.
That's right, bro. How'd you know that?
Because I'm a father.
Okay.
Fun fact about me: I have 8 children.
How about this one? Why did the coffee file a police report?
I don't know.
It got mugged.
Damn it. I should have known that one.
All right, that's enough dad jokes.
As you can tell by Devin's laugh, he's very intrigued by these jokes. Okay. So what do you think we should talk about?
I think there's a lot of different subjects we could talk about today. I think there's only one subject that really is crossing my mind.
Yeah, what's that?
And that would be I'm trying to think of one, man.
Okay.
Well, I was trying to just go with it.
You were gonna make something really.
I was gonna make something up, and I thought it was gonna be something really good, like a really good idea.
You know what this is right now? This is transparency with our viewers. You're telling them that you were about to do.
What if this is the transparent podcast?
You can't call it that because people are starting thinking that we're parents who are transgender.
But we're not transgender parents.
We're transparent.
We're transparent. We're see-through.
And
We're
since it's
invisible.
both of us, it's transparency.
You'll never see us. You'll never see us. We're transparent until we get that camera.
And then you will see us. Will we still be transparent?
No. Unless we use a green screen.
Wrong use of the word. Like, not wrong use of the word. Not what I'm looking for. I'm talking metaphorically transparent.
No.
Yes.
Maybe.
Sure. So, somebody that I feel like we haven't talked about yet, and we haven't think enough on podcast format.
I have a good topic.
Sponsor idea or topic? Can I say my sponsor idea first?
Sure.
Keep that in your mind. Please don't forget it. Write it down, honestly.
Well, I can. It's. I don't know if it's political or not.
Okay, let me finish mine real quick, and then I'll tell you if yours is okay to talk about. In my opinion, so Devin and I are frequent driver arounders. We have no shit to do in this area.
Exactly, man. There's not much to do.
We drive around. Thus, we need gas. And by we, I mean Devin, because I can't drive. So, what gas station do we go to a lot of?
I go to.
What do you think the number one gas station in the country is? What do you think the number one gas station?
I go to Quick Star. Quick Star is my favorite gas station. Number one because they have pretty cheap, good gas. It's not like Circle K. Circle K is just watered down ass gas.
We don't want other companies to hate us. Just
anyway,
Circle K doesn't work out.
Quick Star is good. They have food there. You can buy like cheeseburgers,
Now,
Bosco sticks,
when you're talking about
chicken
food,
sandwiches. You know, you can buy snacks.
You mean pretty high quality food too.
I think it's high quality, man. I really do. It is a little bit more on the pricey side. To be paying $3.33 for 2 cheeseburgers.
But it's worth it, in my opinion.
I think so. And there's one right down the street from my apartment.
There are a couple in our area, and I would like to say, I think me and Devin have talked about this. We have various discussions. Another reason we made this podcast. I shouldn't say the reason, but another reason we made this podcast is because we talk about when we're on our car rides, when we're talking.
Yeah.
We talk about anything and everything. Nothing is off limits.
Exactly.
Obviously, based on whatever platform we're uploading this on. Excuse me. We can't just say whatever we want.
Right, man. We can get in some trouble.
We don't want
We get some backlash from the bastard fans.
We don't want our second podcast to be demonetized.
Do you think we have any fans by now, Connor?
Well, being we haven't uploaded the first episode, I'm going to go ahead and say something.
At the time this episode airs, do you think we may have a fan or two?
Are you going to tell people about it? Like,
I'm probably going to go to our group snap.
Yeah.
I'm probably be like, hey,
we're in a group chat.
Here's the link.
We have about 10 other people.
Here's the link. Everybody go check this out. We may have mentioned a couple of you folks in the podcast itself, maybe like Meeks and Tay.
And no. Then they'll watch it and find out if we've talked about them.
They're not gonna watch it unless we tell them that some of them may be mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then unless some of them they'll watch it, and those few that have been mentioned, they'll be like, oh, that was me. But then like people like like or like
is a fake name, by the way.
Yeah, it's a fake name.
I'd like to give some advice to our younger viewers. I wasn't a super popular person. Neither of us was. If I'm being completely honest, are you down with being completely honest?
I don't think so, man. I was friends with a lot of the really popular kids, but I wouldn't consider myself a popular kid.
There you go. Me and Devin, we were able to get along with a bunch of people.
I kind of thought of myself as almost a. I didn't really fit into with the nerds, bro. Like 100%, 100%.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't really fit in with the fucking jocks, 100%. I didn't fit in with the weird kids at all. I was kind of almost an outsider, bro. I was friends with everybody, man. That was my whole high school.
You were like, I love how you were like, I didn't really 100% fit in with these people or these people or these people, and like did not fit in the weird kids at all. That shit was
like
fun.
F.
I was gonna say DF, and then you go. Okay, we might edit that out. I don't know. I don't care, honestly, if we're being completely honest.
They're not gonna watch this.
They might watch it, and which I will say, I've had good memories with them.
I need another drink. You don't think so?
I think you should slow down.
You think I should slow down?
Yeah, this coffee's really getting to you, bro.
I did an enema, but
Okay, chill. Anyways, I would like to state some advice for younger audience
absolutely kind of
who are still in high school and maybe middle school. I really hope no middle schoolers are listening to this because
hey man, power to you.
Yeah,
power to you
know
if you listen to this.
Yeah. Like, we really do appreciate it, even though nobody has listened to either episode at the time.
Think about it, man. If middle schoolers listen to this, that's another $5 in our bank account.
And it's all about the money.
It's all about. We can't stress that enough. I want you. If there's one thing I want you guys to take away from this podcast, it's that we're doing this for the money,
okay,
and nothing else.
Try to get back to my point. So my point being that if either of you, if any younger audience, maybe some older kids need to hear this too. Like I said, I'm 18, so what the do I know? But anyways, if you are caught up in drama all the time, it's not worth it.
Speaking of drama, do you think this will get on Drama Alert?
I sure hope so. Keemstar, if you're listening to this, as little drama as we put out, I would like you to just go ahead and put it on there.
Should we start some beef, you think?
Yeah. Quick Star. No, not Quick
Circle K.
You want to know why I said Quick Star? I was thinking Keemstar, and I couldn't think of a different YouTuber. So
no, let's call up. Our podcast is better than anything for views. This podcast,
no,
even though
like
they have a camera,
and he has a great podcast, by the way.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Ours is pretty shitty right now.
If we could get invited to Australia for anything for views.
Is that where he lives?
Yes.
Dude, I love Australians. They're so cool.
Good day, mate.
Dude, they have kangaroos there. They have kangaroos and blooming onions.
Okay, hang on. Let me finish my. Okay, we'll go back to that. I will tell that story. That's a funny story. I feel it was a year ago yesterday. You sent me
that thing.
Okay. So
that memory.
Yep. We're on Snapchat, by the way, and the new memory feature is a great thing. Not new. It's been out for a while, but it's new-ish. So I have a story to tell you about that. But anyways, real quick. Any younger or older or just people in general, drama isn't worth it. I'd like to say that. We were talking about how, we weren't fitting in high school all the way, but we got along with people. And I've realized, looking back, that because I was talking to a bunch of people, I got involved in drama way more than I should have. And if I could change one thing, that would probably be it throughout high school.
Well, at the same time, Connor, I think drama is a thing that is completely unavoidable.
It's bound to happen.
No matter if you're in the workplace or in high school, middle school, college, whatever.
But it's just like, don't feed into it, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna tell someone about it, fuck it, whatever. But like, don't be like picking sides if you are not involved, don't pick sides. That's what I'm gonna say.
I'd agree. You don't want to get mixed up. It's not a lot of fun,
especially looking back at things that have happened on our man-made structure on the riverfront, the dike.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The last year.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking to some friends the other day, and we came across the point that your generation, along with my own generation, because we are technically different generations. I mean, if you think about it, because like you could be considered the grade above me, like age-wise. Because
I was born in '99.
Yeah, you could have been, and I could have been a grade below me. I'm that young. There are people in the grade below us that are older than me.
No way.
Yep.
That's crazy. Why weren't you in that grade?
Because I made the cutoff just barely. But anyways, there are people. I was discussing with some friends that your generation and my generation, we are the last good generation of children.
Do you really think so?
Look at the sophomores in school right now.
Do you think the millennials are the greatest generation?
No, not at all. Like we were talking in the last episode about the whole businesses giving out things for free when they fucked up. That was a part of that generation. That wasn't just a part of that business idea, that business model. That was a part of that generation.
Okay.
If you felt responsible if you messed up. Excuse me. But
it all comes down to a matter of accountability. and responsibility.
Well, no, not even. I feel like there's a little bit more to that. Like how you're raised. Obviously, not completely based on how you're raised, but it does factor into it. There are some kids. Yeah. There's some kids that grew up with granite countertops nowadays, and it really shows. If you know what I mean, like
I know what you mean. Like
yes,
some of those white privileged kids.
By the way, we are both white. I mean, I guess Devin has minority in him being Native American. But
I don't know if you consider that minority.
You're like, are you a majority? Then you're a minority.
I'd say about 70% white would consider myself a majority, right?
But I'm saying you have some minority in you.
About 25%.
Well, that's a quarter. Which do we consider do we consider DWDs? Do we consider them minorities?
I don't think so.
They're only quarter. I consider them minorities. But maybe that's because I'm just white, and I think anybody who's not white is also minority. Does that make me racist?
No, not at all.
I don't believe you. Anyways, going back to my topic, if you can say I don't drama, stay out of it. That's all I have to say. I don't know quite how we got here, how we got to racism. I mean,
yeah, let's just try to.
If you cannot be racist, also topic. If you cannot be racist, also don't be racist.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd also agree with that. You know, being racist doesn't really bring any good things to this world. It just brings hate and.
Not in my 2019. That's
not
all I have to say.
Not in my 2019 either. Yeah. I think everybody should just get along.
That's a good meme, by the way. I don't know if you've heard it.
I haven't. No.
There's a shout out to King Nappy. He's a YouTuber I watch. He does a multitude of games.
Now, Connor, I really hope that if you're shouting somebody out, they're gonna shout us out back.
I don't think he will, but I don't care because I'd like to make. I'm just trying to quote a meme. Okay, is that fine with you?
Oh yeah, that's fine. I hope he shouts us out back. Is what I mean.
If he ever sees this, I hope he does too. That'd be cool.
These people may share it to them.
Yep, you're right.
Since we shouted him out, who knows?
But the King Nappy, he runs a pretty cool YouTube channel.
What does he do on there?
I found him out through Pokemon. Because, fun little fact, I like Pokemon a lot. I'd say it is my top games of all times in general.
Really?
Yep.
I gotta say, Grand Theft Auto.
He plays that too.
It's probably my top games.
Plays, like the games that he's been playing a lot of that I've watched is Pokemon, Grand Theft Auto, and Mario Kart.
Really?
All very funny because there's friends involved, and when you have friends involved, anything's fun. Like this podcast.
I love those games, bro.
I love you,
especially GT. Oh, thanks you. You too, Connor.
Okay, anyways, he has this thing where he goes you know how there's the whole "not my president."
Yeah.
Not my president. And then he did this thing. I remember he used to tweet out somebody would say some stupid shit, and he'd be like, "We are not saying this. Not in my 2018." And I don't know why. I found it really funny, right? And so I've been saying that about 2019. Now that it's a thing now. By the way, you know how weird that is?
2019?
It's almost 20 years. Well, shit for you. You're turning 20 this year.
I am. That's crazy. That is crazy. I can't believe I'm turning 20 years old. That is ridiculous. Is that thing broken?
I broke my... Okay,
your clip, man?
We're good. My carabiner, yeah.
Oh, good, man.
We're good. But, yeah, I've been thinking about a lot of things as of late. I hope this doesn't get too deep, if I'm going to be completely honest. I've just been thinking a lot about things. What was your political thing you wanted to talk about?
Man, I don't... Oh, I remember.
What was it?
It was about...
Before we get offset by my deep thinking.
The state of Illinois...
Oh, fuck.
...has decided...
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yep. Mm-hmm.
They are going to make marijuana... recreationally legal.
Yes, that would be a way to put that. So yeah, I feel like even if you don't want to smoke weed, even if you don't believe in medicinal purposes for it, which I find to be pretty crazy nowadays, I feel like most people believe there's some medicinal use. No, but for real, if you don't believe in any of those other things, at least you can believe politically it is a good thing that they're making it legal.
I think so.
Whenever you make something that the people want legal, it's got to be a good thing. Because, bless you. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Because, think about it.
You mind if I get up and take a leak real quick?
Can I finish this point and then I'll pause it real
Yeah,
quick?
sure,
Okay.
sure.
So, just in general, though, people go ahead and it's just, like, it's got to be a good thing because if it's illegal, people go to jail for it, which we have one of the highest incarceration rates.
Yeah, we actually do. The United States of America does.
And
they spend more money on prisoners than they do on education.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it really is.
And a lot of that has to be non-violent charges, I'm sure. But anyways, I just think it's a good idea because you can tax it so you can get more money. And as we all know, the state of Illinois
is pretty broke.
It is fucked, bro. What is it? Like, fucking 3 of our 6 last governors have gone to jail or some shit. Okay.
Yeah, a bunch of them.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and pause it real quick. So if there's a weird pause, that's why Devin has to go take a piss. We'll be right. Hello? Are we good? Okay, we're back. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties there because we hit pause instead of stop. If anybody has some suggestions I want to do for Audacity, that would be great because we are learning. And
we're still trying to figure it all out.
Yes, and as much as we'd like to figure out on our own, it is a great thing, the internet. Thanks for that, bud.
Sorry, man. Don't take 50 Nick lightly.
Back to the vaping. I don't vape regularly. I try flavors occasionally. If Devin's got something he wants me to try out, I'll try it, right? And if it's 50 Nick, I usually don't inhale it. I just puff on it.
You wanna try my air?
My cough. I don't want you getting any of the.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
that's the other thing.
Good.
Safety first, folks.
Yeah, man. Of course.
If I'm coughing up my lung, which earlier I wish we could have recorded that when I was on the couch and you thought I might have
You were. I thought you were dying, man. We were listening to some music on Spotify, and you were just hacking up, man. I didn't think you were coming back. I thought I was going to call 911.
There was a wheeze in my cough, and so it made it sound infinitely worse. Speaking of infinitely, the Infinity Stones, the Infinity War, Avengers
Endgame.
It's
gonna be coming out.
Are you excited?
I am really excited. I want to see how they're gonna take it off. According to the trailer, it only showed the original Avengers, and that's
all who's left.
That's when I realized that pretty much the original Avengers survived, except for a few. Rocket survived. He's the only one from the Guardians of the Galaxy who did survive. Nebula survived.
Yeah, she was with Iron Man.
Okay.
Spoiler alerts, by the way. Because now you know every other
anyone who's caught up with the MCU has probably seen Infinity War.
Especially since it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix now, exactly. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Yes, there you go. We have the perfect opportunity to tell you that it is on Netflix. Go watch it.
Please. If you don't have Netflix in 2019, then what are you doing? What are you even doing?
Not in my 2019.
If you don't have Netflix, if you're not watching Infinity War, you might as well just click away to a different video right now. Because that's not what we're about over here.
Well, I thought you were going to be that's what we're going to talk about. And honestly, I really don't want to talk about it. I just was bullshitting.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's old news. That's old news.
Yeah, because the trailers have been out for a little bit now.
And Infinity War came out a year ago almost. No, not a year ago.
I think it's a little bit less.
It was last May, man.
Anyways. Just great movies, great casting.
It was a great movie. I loved it, man. Except for it really did piss me off.
Question. Do you normally cry in movies? Not normally. If a sad scene comes up, do you cry?
No, all the time.
No, I don't mean all the time, but
if it's something I'm invested in, say as
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Have you cried during The Walking Dead?
When Glenn and
hang on. Spoiler alert in case you aren't caught up. Okay. Anyways, continue.
When Glenn died in the season 7 premiere.
Yep. Okay.
You're
right. That was crazy.
I may or may not have shed a tear or two. And sometimes
when Abraham died,
I wasn't really. I knew when they left it off on the cliffhanger at the end of season 6.
That was who you guessed it was.
That's who I guessed it was. When we were in his class the next day, he talked about that all the time during current events, and he asked who everyone thought it was. I was like, I bet it's Abraham.
Which is shit, by the way.
And it did happen. I was shocked.
Shit, by the way.
I didn't think what was shit.
Abraham dying. I liked him a lot.
I loved Abraham. He was so funny, man. But I felt like he was the one who was gonna fight the bullet, man, and he did.
Real quick. Okay, now that we figured out that you cry, let me tell you real quick. I'm a big like when it comes to any sort of sappy thing, I cry.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan, I cry. You wanna know? You wanna know what I cried at? What movie? So I have a nickname. I have a bunch of nicknames, by the way. Our group of friends is pretty good at giving out nicknames.
I'd say so. Yeah.
You have Heavy Devy or D-Ball or Devy, who is all Devin.
Yeah, that's all me right there.
That's all him.
You can attribute those weird names to a few individuals.
I am Konner, a.k.a. Kona, a.k.a. Keener, a.k.a. Coneball, a.k.a. Let's see, Connie, a.k.a. Conman, a.k.a. I got a bunch.
Yeah.
And one of them that I left out was Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy, I never heard that one before.
You haven't heard this one because you aren't as close to some of the people that attribute that name with me. But the reason I am Jungle Boy is because, like, have you ever heard, like...
You have a really hairy jungle bitch?
No. Have you ever... have you ever heard of, like, one sad boy, one tall boy, like, any of those memes? Where it's like, a well-trained army versus one whatever, and it says something boy. So, like, you know, Achilles, and like the Achilles heel.
Achilles heel, man.
Yeah. So it's like one invincible demigod, and then it says one tendy boy, and it points to the Achilles tendon. And if he got hurt there, that's where he died.
Yeah.
So it's like, who would win? One well-trained invincible demigod or one tendy boy? It's pretty funny. If you see the format, I'm sure you would laugh. Anyways, that's a set of memes, and I've been called a tall boy, BOI, by the way.
You are tall though. You're like 6'2".
I'm like 6'3", actually.
6'3", really? Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
It is.
You tower over me, Connor.
You're like 5'10", 5'11".
On my good days. On my good days.
Yeah.
You think 5'10"?
Yeah. I think you're about 5'10".
Maybe 5'10".
Maybe. Like, I see what you're saying. Anyways, one of the nicknames I'm attributed with is Jungle Boy because I said that I was a sad boy because I cried during movies sometimes, right? And it was a joke because I don't do it super often. But when I do, it's usually like a very sad moment, and I cry. I'm not talking a couple of tears usually. During Infinity War, is a couple of tears when, spoiler, Spider-Man says, "Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark."
Do you know what was really sad for me?
Groot. That's the other thing that got me.
Not Groot, man. It was Vision, man. Vision and Scarlet Witch.
Because they tried so hard to end it.
Vision and
fucking didn't matter.
Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Okay, you're gonna piss me off. We need to not talk about Infinity War. Okay. Anyways,
I'm good with not talking about Infinity War. That just stirs up a whole.
Yeah, it really does.
You
know, we might have an episode dedicated mostly. We're not gonna dedicate a whole episode to a year.
Just wait till Endgame comes out, man.
You're right. That's what we could do. We could talk about the first half being Infinity War, building up to it. That's what we're gonna do. Hey, future you, if you have heard this, be on the lookout for the Endgame episode. Then we have to go see it together.
We have to, man. We have to. What if we record the podcast
just shook hands,
as we're watching
We
it?
just shook hands. Okay.
I wish we had the camera so they could witness that.
Okay. Anyways, going back to the Jungle Boy. I was told that I was a sad boy, and people were like, "Wait, what do you mean you're a sad boy?" I'm like, "Cause I cry." Like, for example, the last movie I cried was The Jungle Book.
You cried during the Jungle Book?
I cried during the Jungle Book.
What part was it? Was it the original or was it the live action?
So, okay. Today, by the way, little small side. Well, yesterday, I guess.
They have a new Mowgli thing on
I watched
Netflix.
Mowgli today.
What is that about?
So, Andy Serkis. Did you watch the new Planet of the Apes?
No, I haven't seen any of those.
Did you watch the newer King Kong? Not the newest King Kong.
King Kong, like Skull Island, I saw.
The one before that. The older one.
Nah.
Damn it, I don't know what to say then. Okay, anyways. Oh, okay. The bad guy in Black Panther who's not Killmonger. The adamantium dealer. The one who's got the arm. The robot
The
arm.
Winter Soldier?
No. Okay. In Age of Ultron, he's the one who gave... Hell, Devin. Okay, anyways. This guy, Andy Serkis, he's very famous for his voice acting. And his, like... Oh, Lord of the Rings. I know you haven't seen it. I know you haven't seen it. But you know Smeagol or Gollum?
He's like, my precious.
Yes. Okay. He plays him. He plays the ape from... He plays the main ape from Planet of the Apes.
Caesar?
Yes. Caesar, yes.
I do know Caesar.
Okay, he plays Caesar. He plays King Kong in the older King Kong. He plays a chef in the older King Kong. And he plays Baloo in this new Mowgli movie, which is the bear. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he's famous for his voice acting and his computer tracing. Like, he's one of those...
motion capture?
Thank you. I was thinking of the word. Motion capture. He's famous for his motion capture. So, he directed a movie where he got a bunch of famous people to voice act the characters from the Jungle Book with motion capture. So their faces don't look as much as animalistic as the new live action Jungle Book or other movies where they've had animals recently where they can make them look realistic, but they're not really, obviously. They look fake. They don't look like the real animal. But they definitely have animalistic features. They just happen to have faces that don't look like the animal, I guess.
All right.
Or bodies that... Sometimes the bodies are disproportionate for different parts. Anyways.
Mm.
It was alright. It's not a child's movie.
Mowgli isn't?
No.
Why?
You got animals dying. You got fucking knives getting thrown at trees towards people.
Is it Mowgli from the Jungle Book?
Yes, Mowgli is the boy.
Is it a Disney movie?
No, it's his own like rendition. It's his own idea.
Okay.
Like he used the characters and he uses the main theme but not quite. And then he made it his own movie. Andy Serkis did. He also, like I said, he plays the bear and he's the director. Mm. But no, I was talking about the newest live action one. Did you watch it at all? Have you seen it? It's a pretty good movie, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was
those new live action Disney movies, by the way, have been very good. Which is why I'm excited for The Lion King, which we talked about last podcast.
Never did see Beauty and the Beast, but I did see the live action one. I never seen the original.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the live action one yet. I've seen the original. But what I did see of the live action one, it was very close to the source.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen it all. The Cinderella one, the Snow White one, the Snow White and the Huntsman. Even though that's not like perfect base, it's still pretty similar.
Dude, I'm ready for Aladdin though.
I am too. Will Smith as the genie is a pretty good cast.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
I never Aladdin was probably my favorite Disney movie growing up. I'm excited.
Growing up,
for the live action.
Aladdin was definitely up there. Jungle Book was already up there, which is why maybe I like the new Jungle Book so much. But the new Jungle Book, the part that made me cry, by the way, for those that are wondering, it's the part. There's a part where Baloo has to lie to Mowgli, saying, "Oh, I wasn't really your friend. I was just using you so you could help me get honey and food." Even though that's not true. They really are friends. He was just saying that because it was the only way to get Mowgli to move on. So, like, the reason it hits so hard to me, usually, is, like, even though they're good friends, he lied to him because he knew that he wasn't good enough for him. Wow. If that makes sense. And it was, like, for a kid's movie, because the live-action version of Jungle Book is meant for like a family movie. For a family movie that kids can watch. It's a very deep message in my opinion. You have a bear who's like let's be honest. The bear like represents like a pothead stoner friend.
Does he?
And like my
Is that what you got out of the movie?
He's always wanting more food. He doesn't want to do anything all day, except find a way to get more food. Like stereotypical stoner. Like not like
I see.
Okay, yeah.
I see.
So like, and to I want to think of a way to say this. People who are addicted, which stoners not necessarily always addicted.
Here's the thing, though.
Hang on. Let me finish my statement, please.
Okay.
Not necessarily addicted, but people who are addicts. So again, like I said, not necessarily stoners, but addicts in general can be selfish. Like alcoholics, they will say a lot of things to get them alcohol. Harder drugs, especially, will say whatever it takes for people to stop bothering them and for them to get drugs. The Blue, the bear, in this case, this scenario, he's an addict.
To honey?
To honey, to food, to not doing things, right? He's lazy. And he's able to not be selfish and be like, oh, well, I'm going to lie to you and really hurt you, but it's for the betterment of yourself. And I feel like that's really deep.
Okay.
And that's what I cried at, like a little bitch, not every time, but let me tell you, I've watched that movie about 4 times, and I'd say about half of that I've cried when that scene comes on.
Speaking of movies, man.
Okay. Anyways,
remember how we watched Friday, but I fell asleep?
Yes.
Well.
Okay. Yes.
Well, I started over and watched the whole thing, and that was a really good movie.
Okay. Did you? I can't remember if I specifically pointed out what message I was trying to point out. What his father was saying to him when he had the gun.
He was like,
sometimes you just gotta take an ass whooping.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else.
No, when Ice Cube's character,
he kicked that guy's ass though.
That's fine.
That was awesome. I love that.
You're right. It's more than fine. It's very good writing, and it's a very good end of the story.
I need to watch next Friday and the Friday after next.
It takes a week later. That's like each
it's
movie
next,
is a week
just next Friday.
Yeah, it's next Friday. That's great, by the way. I think that's a really funny idea.
Yeah.
But anyways, the message to that movie, for those of you who haven't watched it, which, by the way, also on Netflix, so you should watch it if you haven't.
I remember that. He was like these.
Yes.
He holds up his fist.
For those of you who can't see Devin right now.
These are the things we needed to protect ourselves.
For those of you who can't see Devin right now, which is everyone but me, he's putting up his hands. So if you don't want to watch the movie, quick rundown. Ice Cube is going to his room to get a gun out of his dresser when his dad walks in. Ice Cube says, I need this to protect myself. I need this to protect myself.
And he's all, and the dad goes, he's all like, son, if I knew that you wouldn't feel safe in this neighborhood, we would have moved here in the first place.
And he feels like, and that makes me feel bad because that shows something, and like a lot of parents is sometimes they do things and they're not sure how it affects the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt bad, I feel, even though throughout the movie he's a hard ass on his kid.
I love the dad. He was so funny.
He's
man.
so funny.
He's so funny.
He genuinely felt bad.
He wouldn't let Smokey take a shit in his house. You remember that? He took a shit outside.
I'm gonna be the only motherfucker that smoke in this house. Anyways, but anyways, he says the only thing back in his day, the only thing that mattered was if you could fight hand to hand. You didn't have to worry about someone killing you, because you disrespected them. And that's a message that in 2001, which I believe is when that movie came out, it was around the early 2000s. It wasn't the 1990s. It was the early 2000s. I remember that. That was a message that was still strong then, I feel, especially but more specifically in that area, like the Compton area, the urban area, right? But nowadays, it doesn't matter where you are. And that's the scary thing. As much as I feel people should have guns, I feel like people should have guns. People should have a right to have guns. I feel also in the same breath that right is very easily abused. And so when you have people shooting at people for over some disrespect or over a ass whooping, I'm sorry. If you get your ass whooped, get stronger. Whoop their ass back next time. Don't fucking try and end their lives, man. I'm sorry. This probably got deeper than we were expecting. After talking about
we've been talking about a lot of movies.
You know what?
I think that's what this episode is about. Is movies.
You want to know what though? A different podcast that I watch.
Yeah.
Viewers get mad when you talk about movies.
Why? Because they haven't seen them or something?
Because sometimes they haven't seen them, and sometimes
they have like different views about it.
They have different views, or they don't want you talking about movies. They want you talking about your life or something else. So we're going to talk about something else now. I don't want to talk about movies.
Yeah, we've been talking about movies quite a while. It's about 48 minutes so far.
We were bullshitting around in the beginning, and we talked about weed being legalized.
We did, yeah, we did.
It hasn't been all about movies. Well, if you're in the area, you know what? We're going to drop it.
Okay.
We live in the Clinton, Iowa area. If you live in the area and you're viewing this, hit us up. Hit us up. That is
hit us up, man. Hit us up.
Maybe you want to be on this podcast. Maybe we can let you on this podcast.
We would love to have some extra guests, no matter who you are.
You know what? Like I said,
if you can do a podcast.
Yes, exactly. If you can talk and you are watching this and you're interested in this in any way, shape, or form, let's have you on.
If you have any ideas to bring to the table, maybe
that
especially, we don't want to have no one sitting over there in that empty chair just sitting there not talking about anything.
I was thinking about some of our friends. I was thinking to myself, oh, we could have this person, we have this person, and I thought about it a little bit more. I was thinking to myself, man, as much as it's fun having Debbie and I talk to a computer for 2 hours, it would be fun to have a third person.
It really would.
Or maybe a fourth even. That'd be a lot right now because we only have the one microphone.
Right.
But in general, it's a good idea, right? I would hate to invite somebody and have them sit there for the most part.
Exactly.
And it's not that I would hate it just for the podcast, which I would, because it'd be pretty boring. Because we'd have someone there who isn't saying anything. But I would also hate for them because that means that they probably aren't comfortable. And, and like I said, 2019, not my 2019. We're gonna have everybody be comfortable. You do whatever you want as long as it makes you happy and it doesn't make other people unhappy. Like, hang on, as long as it makes other people happy and it doesn't infringe on other people's happiness.
Yeah, like I could think of a few people in our friend
that would be good for this.
Who would be good, and I can think of some that maybe wouldn't be as as cut out for the job that is required. So,
you know what I just realized? Editing this is gonna be a bitch.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be as bad as the first one. Like, we haven't dropped as many bad words. Are we still cutting those out?
I feel like we should.
You think we should?
Well, not all of them.
I don't know if you really. We're going to figure out if you can put bleeps over it or whatever.
Tomorrow we'll listen to the first episode.
Okay.
Because right now it is 5:13 in the morning.
Holy shit! It's 5:13 in the morning.
But yeah, we would love to have you on this show.
We really
the unnamed show.
Unnamed podcast.
Which, by the way, is taken.
Is it really?
Yeah.
We're going to have to come up with something.
And there's one that, or like something very similar to it is taken. And I don't want to say who it's by, because then if we end up doing something similar to it, people are going to say that we're copying them.
What if we just call it like the Konner and Devy show?
I have no problem with that.
It's kind of basic.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would like something a little bit more creative.
I'm sure we'll figure it out. I thought we'd figure it out sometime tonight. But well, if you can even call it tonight, it's more like this morning.
Yeah, the sun will be coming up soon.
People are waking up at this time to go to work in the morning.
Like I said, it is 5:15 in the morning on January 9th.
My mom's dad wakes up at this time to go to work.
So your grandpa?
My grandpa James.
That's something we talked about the other day at Mike's. How we call our grandparents siblings.
Some people call their grandparents by their first name.
Yep, I do.
Really?
Yeah, for the most part. Some of my great grandparents, I go by last names. But if you think about
Is that like a respect thing or something, or what?
it is in some shape or form. Also, if you think about it, great grandparents and grandparents, some of them are going to have the same last names.
Right.
So then that would look confusing. Like, obviously, I throw the great in front of it. But instead, it's like great uncle and great aunt. Instead of putting great in front of it, we just say uncle and then that name. So, the older one, like if I'm explaining it to someone who doesn't know, I might, but usually not. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's the great thing about this podcast, is literally we can go on and bullshit about our family,
bullshit,
relatives.
man. It's like
Exactly.
writing an essay for English class, man. Just bullshit it.
Shout out.
Except this is about a going on 55-minute podcast.
Let me tell you. This is going to sound bad because I didn't graduate on time. Definitely put more hours of work into these 2 episodes than I have any essay ever.
I'd say so too, man. We've been at least 2 hours.
And then it's going to take more just to edit it up a little bit. Even if it's just a little bit, it's going to take more time.
We'll have to see. I see there are like little tabs at the top for effects and things. So maybe or tools or I don't know. Something like
all
that.
These little... Oh,
There's
shit.
all kinds of little doohickeys. Time shift. Oh, no, we don't want to mess with time shift.
There we
Selection. Yeah, let's get back to
much
selection.
better.
Yeah.
Devin has a touchscreen laptop, and that's what we're using to record this on, by the way. HP, if you want to sponsor us, that'd be really nice, because it's all about the money.
Exactly. Like I said before, we cannot stress that enough. It's all about the money. We're just on here to get some clicks and some views and maybe some cash to upgrade our selections here. And then, maybe then we can get a little bit more about the money even after that. What do you think? Maybe monetize our podcast.
In case you didn't watch the first episode, which if you made it this far and you haven't watched the first episode, shame on you.
Shame on you, you filthy bastard.
Okay, and if you haven't watched the first episode, Devin's not calling you a bastard because it's a rude thing to say, but because he means, historically speaking, what the word means.
30% of the population watching this are actually bastards.
That's a statistic made by the Devin Hartman Society.
Devin Hartman Foundation.
No, I was going to say, the money thing, again, it's just a little bit of a joke. Also not, at the same time.
Yeah.
It'd be very nice to make money off of this, but at the same time,
it'd be cool.
It's fun. That's what we're doing.
I'm having fun with this. I'm really
honestly, I definitely need sleep, but if I was some untiring immortal, I could record another episode.
Honestly, it's 5:18 in the morning right now.
It's not going to get any worse.
I have a couple over there that would keep me up for a little while.
You have a what?
I have a couple.
Hang on, we're going to pause the recording real quick. Okay, and we're back after a quick little detour down druggy lane. Just kidding.
Just kidding. We don't do any type of narcotics or methamphetamines or anything like that. We stick to the pure, clean.
I don't think that, like, if you say methamphetamines, that's specifically meth. So if you want to be more specific or less specific, it's amphetamines.
Okay. Well, regardless,
tonics.
We stick to the
nothing. We stick to nothing. You stick to the.
We stick to the clean versions.
My parents have talked to me about drugs, which, by the way, if you have parents, talk to them about drugs.
If you have parents. Well, a lot of people
do and don't have parents.
Don't have parents,
yeah.
And
it's unfortunate.
It's
not necessarily a sad thing because for some people it's not, but
it just depends on the circumstances.
Exactly, it's unfortunate in general.
I'd say so.
But anyways, we're not trying to get into orphans, but if you have the opportunity, talk to your parents about drugs. More than likely, if you are around our age, they experienced some sort of drug because they grew up in the 70s. Or if you're...
My parents grew up in the 90s, man.
That's so wild, bro.
The late 80s and 90s.
Because if you think about it, you were born in the 90s.
I was born in 99.
They grew up in the 90s, and you were born in the 90s.
My mom was, when it was 1990, she turned 8 years old. 8 years old. So pretty much, she grew up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Most of her, like, you know, by the time you're 8 years old, nothing is really important at that point. Anything beyond. Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Like, what do you remember before you were 8? Maybe a few really fond childhood memories.
Yeah.
Anything past that, you're probably over 8 years old. That's probably the most important parts.
Yeah, like some family vacations. You might remember.
Yeah, things like that.
Your first day to kindergarten. Not really.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
I remember my first day of preschool.
That's weird.
It was in my preschool class. It was weird. In Comanche. I was in Comanche. I remember that. And then I went to Fulton, and she
Did
was
you like
there.
that?
It was weird because I went to preschool in Comanche.
I was gonna say I was gonna search up her Instagram and just to like with her honestly, but nah.
Maybe she'd.
If you're watching this,
maybe she'd join us for a guest star.
You've always been pretty nice to me. I appreciate it.
She's pretty cool. I like.
I appreciate it. That's what I like to say. You know what? Shout out everyone who's been pretty nice to me.
Exactly, man.
Not even real nice to me, just pretty nice.
You know what, Connor? Do you know what really makes you a cool person?
Being nice.
Being nice.
That's right.
That's what really makes you a cool person. And if I want anybody to take anything away from this podcast,
do you remember who we were talking about when you made that quote?
We were talking about Rachel.
Rachel Rojas. Shout out Rachel Rojas.
Right? Was that?
We're not blurring out names anymore, by the way. I don't care.
It's too much work.
Yeah. Fuck.
Maybe the bad words, just so we don't get demonetized.
Exactly, but names it. As we say 8 times in 30 seconds. But no, Rachel Ross is a good example.
You can censor the F word yourself. You say.
Rachel Rojas is a good example though of somebody who is always nice, and it shows with the people who surround her because they're nice to her. I've never heard anybody be bitchy to her except people who are bitchy to everybody.
Right.
We like just hit the hour mark. Yeah. No, we didn't. We've hit the hour mark a little bit ago.
Are we gonna leave this uncut like a Jewish person? Or are we gonna cut?
Or African American, some of them, like our friend. We aren't naming him because some people don't know that. But like, I mean, I guess only a certain amount of people know who are African.
We grew up Jewish people are not uncut. They have a brisk. You ever watched South Park? Have you seen that episode?
No.
Kyle's little brother has a brisk, and Kyle was freaking out because they thought he was gonna chop off his. But that's when they
shout out South Park.
Shout out South Park. That's one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
Notice we're not saying two. We're just saying shout out. Like, hey, one of us is going to later. Okay. Anyways.
Shout out South Park.
Anyways, what do you mean we're gonna leave this uncut? Like, I don't think we really need to chop anything out.
You're right. I was just wondering because it was getting pretty long, but I think that this should be.
The hour mark is fine.
I think an hour is fine.
Honestly, for like. Because we're going to be doing this for a very long time in the future.
Right, yeah.
If we get to the 100 episode mark.
That's 100 hours.
No. Wait, yes. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I thought you were saying, like, record a 100-hour episode.
Damn, man. That would take, like,
4 days. 4 or 5
days.
No, what I was going to say was we could do a 2-hour special for
I'd be down with that, man. Maybe we could bring on, like, 2 special guests.
And by then, I'd hope... I mean, if we do 3 episodes at a time, that's what? That's 30 days. That's a month.
Yeah.
If we do 3 episodes at a time. That's not a necessary thing.
Anyway.
But no, what I was going to say before we end the episode was... yeah. Hopefully, we can get better equipment soon.
I hope so.
I mean, obviously, if we... That's the problem with recording these episodes at more than one at a time, is we aren't getting better equipment.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
I'm perfectly fine with putting out, or at least getting together some content. Just in case. Yeah. Just so we have something ready to go if we need it. Mm-hmm. So just so you know, it is now 5:25 a.m. January 9th, 2019. I am Connor.
And this is Devin, checking out.
Thank you for watching, and good morning.